Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra. Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswati vyasam tato jayam udiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances in the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Naranarayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatir uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance on classes of Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service and the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitam Shri Vishakham Vitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhobhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna.
Some of them are attending for the first time, so would you like to explain what is Bhagavatam?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So we welcome all of you to these morning classes on the scriptures. We call them Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we have these classes every day in the morning at 7:30, where we get a chance to talk about the scriptures and the Vedic wisdom, or I would say the ripened fruit of all Vedic wisdom. And there's a lot to learn from these classes. It's not just philosophy, it's not just history, but it's a mix of everything, and it's a mix of what we need to know for life, how to lead a good life. So there are so many teachings in there, and there's anyone and everyone that can benefit from these classes. Even if we don't have any background of what the story is, what the theme is, there's always very nice things that you can take away from these classes. So we encourage all of you to attend these classes in person if you get a chance, or else we also have our YouTube channel, it's called Toronto, and we have those online classes posted every day at 7:30. So with that background, what we typically do is we select some verses from these books called Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the essence of all Vedic scriptures. But today we will be talking about two interesting stories, because we will not be looking at any verses from Bhagavatam today. So with your permission, can I start the class? Apologies in advance for any offenses, and we will try to discuss two interesting stories today. All right, so there's no verse per se to read, there is nothing to refer to. Let's just sort of relish these transcendental stories about some great personalities that we all need to know about. And the reason why we've taken these two stories today is because two very important days are coming up. Do we know which ones are those? Yes. Varhadev, which is tomorrow. So today is Ekadashi, the 11th day, and Ekadashi, by the way, is very close to Lord Krishna. Krishna loves Ekadashi, right? 11th day. So this happens twice in a month. 11th day of the waxing moon and 11th day of the waning moon. So like, in other words, towards Purnima or Amavas when we go, the 11th day is called Ekadashi. And this day is very potent. It's very auspicious. So today is that day, and it's recommended in the Shastras that we should use these days to hear more about Krishna, to talk about Krishna, to eat or to honor anything that has been offered to Krishna, and use this one day. So use this, at least this one day, to dedicate ourselves to Krishna. So today is that day, and after today, there's Dwadashi, the 12th day. So tomorrow is that Dwadashi where Lord Varaha appeared. So we'll come to who Lord Varaha was in a minute. And then day after tomorrow is Trayodashi, the 13th day. Tra means 3 and Dash means 10, 13th day, where Lord Nityananda appeared. And if you look at the altar, the very first deity that you see is Lord Nityananda. And it's very strategically and beautifully placed that way. Lord Nityananda connects us to the rest of the divinity. So it's very important to talk about Lord Nityananda as we get closer to his appearance day, in other words, his birthday. Okay. So with that context, we will discuss two stories. We'll discuss a little bit about Lord Varhadev, and we will discuss about Nityananda or Nitai. Okay. So, are there common themes between these two? Well, there are. It's a story of compassion, or I would say these are two stories of compassion. The villains more or less are same in the story, and so are the heroes. So let's take a look at what is going on. What is this compassion and villain and hero? So before we get into the specifics, and what we'll do is we'll talk a little bit about Varaha Dwadashi, we'll get into Lord Nityananda's appearance day, and then we will, if time permits, end with a bhajan written by Narottam Das Thakur, one of the greatest Vaishnav authors or poets, you can say, which is dedicated to Lord Nityananda. So we'll get to that if time permits. And that bhajan is going to capture the importance of surrendering ourselves to Lord Nityananda. Okay, with that being said, let's first talk about the Varaha avatar. So, Prabhu, with your permission, we can look at our YouTube video. We can start with a movie. Can we turn off the lights for better effect?
Yes. Oh, Krishna.
What happens when injustice crosses all limits and a monster intoxicated with power misuses his boons? He forgets one thing, that faith will be preserved at all costs. When darkness engulfs the light, he will rise. He is a force that knows no bounds. Feel the earth-shaking power of the third avatar. This is the tale of an unconventional hero. This is Varhadev.
Lights, please. Did you enjoy it? Did you find it? Did you find it intense? That is how intense it was. And obviously, videos can just make us think about certain things. They will not do justice to it as much as the scriptures do, right? But things like these help us understand. And by the way, this is the closest video I could find, because there are, I would say this aligns with the story from our scriptures for like 60%. There is no 100% alignment. And I will tell you what is the missing part in a moment. It just shows you the climax scene, but not what happened before or after or during. All right, so let's talk about this specific avatar of Lord Vishnu, third avatar, Varhadev. And before we get into the story of Varhadev, Prabhu, may I request you to display the Shavatar Stotra by Jayadev Goswami?
Actually, just searched it. It's gonna come. I know it's gonna come.
So we can go to the third shloka, third verse. Okay, so we can use this third verse from here as an invocation prayer to Lord Varhadev. So I will say, and then you can repeat, and then we can also look at the English translation to understand what that means. Okay, let's start. Vasati dasana shikhare dharani tavalagna. Shashini kalanka kalaveni magna. Keshavadrita shukar rupa. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare.
Keshavadrita Shukar Rupa. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jagadish Hare.
Jaya Varhadev, Jaya Varhadev, Jaya Varhadev, Jaya Varhadev. Okay. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Yes. So now let's also understand what it means, because it's one thing to enjoy and it's one thing to understand what we're doing. So let's go to the third translation. Can we have a volunteer? Yes, I saw that hand very first.
O Keshav, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of a boat, all glories to you. The earth, which had become immersed in the gulf of the ocean at the bottom of the universe, sits fixed upon the tip of the tusk like a spot upon the moon.
Jai. So Varaha, Var means benediction, and Varaha means somebody who gives benediction. So if we listen to this story carefully, maybe Lord Varaha will give us benediction and make us spiritually stronger. So this particular verse captures the essence of what we are going to talk about. Okay, so now let's get into the story. Are we interested in the story? Yes. Okay, cool. So long ago, there were these two really bad brothers called as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. they were actually Jay and Vijay, but they chose to take birth as villains to be delivered faster. So that's like the short, in a nutshell, understanding of what's going on. So what happened was both were really cruel. Okay, and Hiranya means gold, and Aksha means eye. So one who's always eyeing gold, one who's always lusty for gold, one who's always greedy for gold. Or in other words, one who just wants to amass all wealth and rule over the world. That was Hiranyakshipi. And these were twins, by the way. They were born of a mother called Aditi. So there was Diti and there was Aditi. So we're looking at Aditi, and we had, sorry, my apologies, I always mix this up. It was Diti, thank you, Prabhu. And these were the sons of Diti, also called Daityas, like the demons. And then there was Aditi, so she had given birth to Devas. So we'll focus on what happened with Diti. She gave birth to two sons, and they were twins, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So this particular story of Varhadev is focused more on Hiranyaksha. So much greed, so much wealth, so much. He thought he was infallible. Did you see the villain in the video that we just saw? How muscular and how strong he was and how intimidating. And he was wondering as if, or he was thinking that he's the conqueror of the world. Like there is nobody equal to him that can fight with him. And he always wanted to actually pick up some fights with a god, with different demigods or Krishna himself. So once it so happened that he submerged the Earth planet, as we saw, in the ocean, Garbhodakshai ocean. So he made sure that the Earth was put all the way towards the bottom. In other words, he put the Earth in great distress. He put the Earth in great peril, right? He put the Earth in great darkness. And that is how demons operate, right? They make us feel sad, they make us feel distressed, they make everything dull and lifeless. So this is what he exactly tried to do. And Lord Brahma, who's the creator, he was meditating, and he was told by Swayambhu Manu that such and such situation has taken place. The earth that we were trying to go ahead and populate with good living beings and all of that, it's now submerged. What do we do? And Brahma started meditating. He always meditates on Krishna. So as he was meditating, he was breathing, right? And from his nose came out a form which is smaller than the upper portion of our thumb. It was like a boar, a cute little boar. Came, and you saw how he became gigantic as he went up and up and up. So they have in this video not even shown how he came to be, right? They've not shown that he came from Brahma. Actually, he chose to appear that way because Lord can appear the way he wants. He's not bound by a certain set of restrictions. So he decided to take his birth in that way. And then he went up, up, up. And then without further ado, he became as big as an elephant or maybe even bigger, jumped into the ocean, jumped into the Garbhodakshai ocean. And obviously the ocean was scared that the Lord is now personally involved there. The water started, separating, and then he went all the way. And the most beautiful thing about Lord's pastimes is Lord takes up something relevant to that specific avatar. Like when Lord appeared as Narasimhadev, he appeared with those long nails, like the lion and the mane and the strength of a lion. So when he appeared as a boar, can anybody here tell me what is the strength of a boar? His tusks and something between the tusks. So what's that? No. Nose. Boar has one of the best proven olfactory senses. Like the boar can smell things from a distance and then find out where is food and where is what is not food. So he used that smelling power, and he smelled and found the earth submerged towards the bottom. So as he was about to go and rescue, there comes the villain. Who's the villain here? Hiranyaksha. And he started saying, let's just say, insulting and not so good things to the Lord. But Lord is Lord. He doesn't care about whatever insults are hurled at him. He does not care for those offenses. So he kept going down. He kept focus. He kept his focus on the mission. What he did was went all the way to the earth, which was, by the way, tiny in front of Lord Varhadev. We saw how gigantic he was, right? And he just lifted it with his tusks, right? Because he has taken a boar form. It's not that he could not lift it, but Lord enjoys certain pastimes. So this is what he enjoyed doing. And here in the video, the order is a little bit distorted. Here it is shown that he kills the demon first and then puts the earth. In scripture, it's written the other way around. That he first decided to bring the earth back to the surface of that ocean so it can float where it was in the cosmic position, and then decides to liberate or deliver Hiranyaksha. By liberate or deliver means kill or to slay. So there ensued a fight between these two parties. And now we might question, why does Lord have to, if he's so compassionate, if he does not worry about the insults and offenses, why do you want to fight? Well, again, it's Lord's pastimes, and also he's trying to teach us something. He's trying to teach us that the arrogance and false ego will always go against you. And this is exactly what he taught Hiranyaksha. They had a fight, lot of blood oozing. And by the way, Varhadev also allowed 1 or 2 attacks from Hiranyaksha. Even he started bleeding. But the fight ensued. It went on and on. The scriptures, it went on for about 1,000 years. Such intense was the fight. We saw the video in 1 minute, but the fight happened for 1,000 years. And then finally, Hiranyaksha was killed. So that's the first story, right? Now, very interesting observations here. Prabhupada said that some atheists say, oh, look at what happened with the Lord. He had to take birth as a boar. No, he chose to do that. Just like there was, Prabhupada gives this story, there was a British Prime Minister, Goldstone or Gladstone. I'm always bad with names, but some stone. So, Gladstone. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So once it so happened that a very important personality from the British media visited the Prime Minister's office because they had an appointment with the Prime Minister. And the secretary said, sorry, you can't see him right now. He's extremely busy. So this person said, okay, I understand. He waited for maybe an hour or 2. And then he was furious. He's like, what's going on? I have an appointment. I need to see him right now. And he somehow tried to get in, or he went. And he saw that the Prime Minister was playing horse with the grandchild. So he had become a horse and his grandchild was riding on his back. And this really infuriated this personality. He was like, what is this? I was told that you were in the middle of something important. So the Prime Minister said, yes, this is important to me. This is important to me. I mean, I might be the Prime Minister for the world, but for my grandchild, if he wants me to play like a horse or whatever, like a donkey, I'm happy to do this. This is exactly how Lord chooses to take to appear or to take different avatars for his pleasure and also for the pleasure of devotees. So Lord is not bound by any karma. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna clearly says he's not under any modes of material nature. He's not bound by any actions. But he still voluntarily chooses to appear here to deliver us, to liberate us. So that's the first story. Should we go to the second story now? Yes, you have a question?
Why would Hiranyaksha put earth in water?
Because he's a demon, no? They can do anything. So there's different versions of this. One version says, because he was Hiranyaksha, somebody greedy after gold, he took away all the good things from he took all the wealth away, he took all the gold away, he took all the life away, and then the earth became kind of weak, and then he took advantage of that and submerged the earth. That is one of the versions which is around. Second is because he was looking, when he took birth, when these two brothers took birth, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they were already very mighty and they were like roaring and tearing things down and causing a lot of destruction. So he went to the Lord of the Sea. What's the name of the Lord of the Sea? And he said, I want to fight you. He first took his blessing and said, okay, give me the blessing that I can kill you. So Varuna said, okay, I'm not the right person. Maybe you want to see Krishna because I'm not as powerful as you are. So why don't you see him? So Hiranyaksha, that appeased his false ego. He thought, okay, there is somebody of my stature that I can defeat finally. So this is why, to make the Lord appear or to cause additional distress so that the Lord appears, he decided to submerge or hide the earth. So that is the other story. Does that answer your question, Prabhu? All right. We will, yes, Prabhu.
So you mentioned 1,000 years they were fighting for. So was it like 1,000 year here or the celestial years?
The latter. But again, I'm not very sure about that.
So why Lord took a lot of time to just fight it?
He enjoys. He enjoys this plate. Now, do we know about the Mahabharata war? How long did the war go on for?
8
And how much time did he spend talking to Arjun? Maybe 45 minutes, just under an hour. Why? Like, why even 45 minutes? Why 18 days? In a spur of a moment, he could have put an end to all that. But no, Lord does not interfere, and he relishes his pastimes. This is one of the explanations. So, yes, you had a question, Prabhu.
One of the reasons that Jai and Vijay were cursed is also because Vishnu had a desire to fight. So then he made conditions. But he didn't just wanted to fight with anyone. He wanted someone of his own stature to fight with. So there's a book called Embankment of Separation. It talks about how Krishna is also greedy in terms of when he's in Vishnu avatar, he's greedy to fight. When he's in Krishna avatar, he's greedy to understand the love of Sri Radha. So then the reason that he took so many years to fight him because he wanted to do that.
Jai, so great explanation. Thank you, Prabhu. We'll just move to the next story in the interest of time, and then we'll have ample time to take questions or to sing bhajan as time permits. Okay. So let's go to the second story, and it's our favorite. It's the appearance of Lord Nityananda. So, which is about to happen on Monday, by the way. We have a celebration in the evening in the temple in case, and you're welcome to join. It starts at 6:30 or 6, yeah. So we'll be singing certain Gaudiya bhajans, we'll be doing some kirtans, and it's the lordships are going to be dressed in beautiful floral, what do we call vastra,
Dresses.
attire, yeah. So with that being said, let's go to the appearance of someone most munificent, most compassionate, and that is none other than Nityananda Prabhu. So if we look at the, like I was saying, coming back to the story, we have 3 altars, and the very first deity, when we bow down, we typically don't look at the deities directly, right? We first offer our obeisances, we offer our respects. Then when we rise up, the very first deity we see is Lord Nityananda. And that is so beautifully, this is such a beautiful arrangement because Lord Nityananda is somebody who connects us to divinity, like I said before. Without his mercy, let's forget that we will ever get the mercy of Radha and Krishna. That's why Nityananda is very important. So, for those who are new here, Nityananda and Gauranga or Gaur Nitai, they are none other than Krishna and Balram. Do you know Balram? Balram is the brother of Krishna. So in Kali Yuga, they appeared as Gaura and Nitai to just distribute the love of God very compassionately. That's what they are here for, in a nutshell. So talking about Lord Nityananda, he is so kind, compassionate, and cool that they say he is equivalent to 10 million moons. Why moons per se? Why not suns? Any guesses? Yes, true.
Moonlight is very calm.
It's very calm. It's very soothing. Yeah, look at him. The one in blue is Lord Nityananda, Nitai. Very compassionate, very, very, just by looking at him, all the distress will go away. So in 1474, in West Bengal, India, there's a small town called Ekachakra. Right? There was a Pandit by the name Oja. And he was finding it really difficult, or he was a little bit distressed because his kids wouldn't survive. So he prayed to Krishna that I really want to have a kid that will help boost the spiritual mission. And that prayer was approved. So he had a son named Hadai Pandit, very learned, very compassionate Brahmana. He married someone by the name Padmavati, and they had a beautiful, beautiful son on the Trayodashi, the 13th day, and decided to name that son Nityananda. Nitya means eternal, and Ananda means bliss. So this will tell you why he was named Nityananda, because he was bliss. He was full of bliss, and he was somebody that would give bliss to the others. And 30 minutes or maybe 15 minutes or 15 days also are insufficient to talk about the compassionate and magnanimous nature of Nityananda. But we will try to touch upon some of the key milestones in his life. One being when he was born with Kamalanan, lotus eyes, so beautiful, like they're stretching all the way almost to the ears. People would of Ekachakra village would really strive to even get him to look at them. Just when he looked at them, they felt that all their anxiety is over. His house was always crowded because people wanted to play with him. His body was as soft as butter. He had a fair complexion. He was very soft, and he was a very cute child, very happy. And everybody knew that there is something divine with this child, but we all love him. So this is how they played with him. More than worship, they just played with him, just like everybody played with Krishna and Balram, right? And as this child started growing up, he started showing some divine symptoms. For example, he and his friends would enact the pastimes of Krishna and Balram. And not just that, they would also play some scenes from Ramayana. And the villagers were like, well, how do you know all these dialogues? How do you know the exact verses that you're talking about? It's impossible for children of your age to know all this. Then Lord Nityananda very pleasantly said, because they are my pastimes. But everybody was in that, they were like, oh, so cute. That was actually his Yogamaya potency, by which they could not understand that he is actually none other than God. And growing up, he exhibited all these beautiful pastimes. People that were very distressed just took him on their lap and they started feeling better. They got a renewed energy to live their life. He was loved by everyone and the parents, and he was almost inseparable. Even if he would come home late from playing, the parents would go mad. Where is my child? Where is my child? They were afraid of losing him. But in doing so, as the providence had it, at the age of 12, there came a sannyasi to Hadai Pandit's house. And by the way, we have to be really careful about sannyasis because back in the day, it was a custom to offer your everything to a sannyasi. That was the amount of respect people would give to sadhus. And Hadai Pandit gave him all the hospitality, all the comfort, and said, thank you for blessing our house with your presence. Anything you want, I will give you. And sannyasi said, really, anything? He said, anything. You have my word. He said, give me your son. And Hadai Pandit, it was like a blow to his delicate heart. It was like a thunderbolt, 1,000-volt shock. He said, take my life, but what are you asking? You are asking to separate my son from me? How is that even possible? Sannyasi said, well, you've given your word to me. You have to stick to it. You can't go back on that. He became very restless. So he consulted with his wife, Padmavati, that the sannyasi is making such a demand. And look at this mother. She said, whatever decision you take, I will support you. I will stand by your side. Those were the grihasthas in those days. And that was the dedication and commitment. And with very heavy heart, the parents decided to part ways with their son. And they told the sannyasi, fine. And nowadays, people don't even send their kids to their relatives, right? Because we don't know how safe it is. Here, they did not even know the sannyasi, what he would do. Probably that was the last time they were ever seeing their son. But because they had made this promise, because they did not want to commit a Vaishnava aparadh, they decided to stick to their word. So before leaving, the sannyasi gave them a small deity and said, whenever you miss Nityananda, just look at this deity and you'll see Nityananda's face in there. And that deity is worshipped today in Ekachakra Dham. That deity is still there. So that was when Nityananda Prabhu left his house and went on a pilgrimage with the sannyasi. The sannyasi basically wanted a young boy to assist him because he had no assistant. And he went to different places of pilgrimage. So in a way, it was good. But when Nityananda Prabhu was leaving the house, he showed signs of detachment. He did not hug his parents and cry. He did not say, oh, why are you sending me away from you? Because he loved his parents as well. There was an Indian movie called Tare Zameen Par. There, the kid is somewhat special. He has some special needs, and the parents decide to put him in a special school or a boarding school away from home. And the kid is crying and he does not want to get separated. So that's the natural emotion of any child. But when Nityananda Prabhu was told that this is his mission now, that's how detached he was, exemplifying the quality of renunciation, detachment. He went, traveled with the sannyasi all over India, and came in touch with someone that is very affectionately linked to our Radhakirti Gopinath. He came across a great saint, a great teacher by the name Madhavendra Puri, and when he saw him, he almost fainted. He said, this is my guru. I've been searching for this person all my life. And he served him and he took initiation from him. Now, there are some different versions which say he took the initiation from another person called Lakshmipati Tirtha, but in our Gaudiya Acharya said, no, he took it from Madhavendra Puri. So in other words, Lord Nityananda is somewhat related to our Radhakirti or Gopinath because of Madhavendra Puri. He's the connecting link. So anyway, he took that initiation, traveled, and then after a few years, he came to Navadvip, which is again a place in West Bengal. And Mahaprabhu was, I think, in Srivas Angan, he was doing his kirtans, and he woke up suddenly at night and he said, there, my brother has come. And everybody is searching, like, where is your brother? He said, I had a dream that on a chariot, a personality in blue has appeared with earrings and long eyes and tears of ecstasy. That is my brother. Go find him. So Advaita Prabhu and Haridas Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, they went on a mission. And they were also accompanied by Srivas Prabhu. They went on a mission to find where this person is, but they could not find. And actually, Lord Nityananda was in Navadvip. He was staying at someone's place, but he was having these pastimes. He was just playing around with Lord Gauranga. And that was inseparable. And they came back and said, sorry, Mahaprabhu, we could not find him. And he became very angry. He was like, oh, you guys could not find him? Let me show you where he is. He literally dragged them by the hand and took him to the house of this Vaishnava where he was staying. And that is when Gaur and Nitai came in front of each other for the very first time. And obviously, Nityananda Prabhu fainted because he could not handle that ecstasy. Like, this is Krishna. This is Krishna. This is what I've been searching in all my pilgrimage. And he's right here. And when he was revived, he told Mahaprabhu that a sannyasi took me on pilgrimage all over India. But trust me, in any of the Radha Krishna temples, I was somehow not able to see Krishna there because I knew Krishna has now taken birth elsewhere. And my mission is to find him. And today I found you. That is the divine, we can say, time when both of them saw each other. And of course, after that, they became inseparable. He became Lord Chaitanya's closest associate, just like those old pastimes of Krishna and Balram. They were inseparable. They were such dear brothers and friends. They just loved each other. And this is what exactly happened. So they had different pastimes. They had different. it was like a spiritual rejuvenation for entire Navadvip and entire world, because now it was all this power put together. Panchatattva was sort of united, and then they had a great time there. So Lord Nityananda did many we can say pastimes, lots of which might sound rather mysterious. And by the way, he had a very mysterious personality. So it was very difficult to understand what's going in his mind, but only Mahaprabhu could understand him, right? And Balaram, in general, the purpose is to serve Krishna or to make things very comfortable for Krishna. So even if he's a direct expansion of Krishna, he does not say, I'm God and treat me like God. No, he gives respect to Krishna more than anything else. He wants all the comfort to be given to Krishna. He is ready to become the footwear of Krishna. He is ready to become the dham where Krishna can reside comfortably and whatnot. Anything which helps us in our devotional service, any paraphernalia, is none other than Balramji, none other than Nityananda. So anyway, he helped Mahaprabhu in his pastimes. And what happens is, coming back to where we started from, the villains. So once he was preaching, and we all have heard this story, but I'll quickly reiterate. He went to a place in the village where there were these two drunk brothers. They're gigantic and they were not really civilized, and they're just creating a ruckus and just pulling each other's hair and hurling abuses. All of that. Yeah, Prabhu, exactly like that. So they're just creating or making it difficult for everyone. Nobody even wanted to go near them. People were scared of them. And these brothers are none other than Jagai Madhai, Jai Vijay, or Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They keep coming. It's the same characters, the same personalities, but they're here to also teach us something, right? God chooses them to teach us. So yes, those two drunk brothers, they're creating a lot of ruckus. And Nityananda Prabhu, his mission was to just distribute Krishna's prem, the love of Krishna. And nobody was even trying to approach them, but he went near them and said, chant Hare Krishna. They became infuriated. They were like, who on earth are you? How dare you tell us what to do? And they started chasing after him. And Nityananda Prabhu was laughing. He was enjoying being chased. So I think Haridas Thakur was with him. So both were being chased. They somehow ran away, escaped. And in the evening, Mahaprabhu called them. He wanted a report of how today's preaching went. And then he was informed, well, there are these two brothers and they're creating ruckus. Mahaprabhu had just started getting angry. Actually, it's very rare for Mahaprabhu to get angry because he's most merciful. But then he just started getting angry, and Nityananda Prabhu said, no, calm down. You're not here to express anger. I will take the responsibility. You don't have to worry about them. I will take the responsibility. And then Mahaprabhu was relieved. He said, if Nityananda Prabhu is ready to take the responsibility, I have no issues. So again, after a few days, again Nitai Prabhu saw them. And he went close to them and said, chant Hare Krishna. This time they were not taking it. They got very angry because the other day he not only told them what to do, but also ran away. Like their mission of killing him was still incomplete. So they thought, okay, today is that day. Finally, we can grab him and kill him. So in that anger, one of the brothers, Madhai, threw an earthen pot on the head, towards the head of Lord Nityananda. And as you can, I think we had that image up here. Lord Nityananda Prabhu got injured. Blood started coming all over. But, you can see on the right temple of his forehead, blood oozing, but not 1% angry. No signs of anger. But somebody went and told Mahaprabhu that Nityananda Prabhu has been attacked. Mahaprabhu became furious. He was not taking it. He just rushed to the crime scene and called for a Sudarshan Chakra, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna. Called for a Sudarshan Chakra to cut the throats of these two brothers. But Nitai Prabhu stopped him. You can see him literally, he's holding him physically. He's reminding him, Mahaprabhu, we're here to distribute love and mercy, not to kill anyone. So please don't kill them. And there is no explanation to how merciful and compassionate can someone be. And as he's physically stopping him, the brothers realized, what sin are we doing? He is taking our side. We gave him a bad time, but still he's not wanting to kill us. Let's not kill him. And they became devotees. They became very good devotees of the Lord. So, in a nutshell, we often hear that Mahaprabhu is the most munificent incarnation, most merciful. But somebody more merciful than him is only Lord Nityananda. Because Lord Mahaprabhu, it is said about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he was a sannyasi and he had certain rules and regulations. Not in terms of chanting, but in terms of behavior. He could not take certain nonsense. Or he did not allow certain types of people to, closely associate with him. Because of their behavior. There are so many examples. But Nityananda Prabhu was like that kind mother who took them under his shelter. He said, no, I will not let you guys go anywhere. I will give you the love of Mahaprabhu. In other words, Nityananda Prabhu or Balram Tattva is none other than Guru Tattva. We say Guru Gauranga, right? So he connects us to, without Guru, we cannot get the mercy of Radha Krishna. Nityananda Prabhu is exactly that Guru. And he also displayed some mysterious pastimes. Like once when Mahaprabhu was bathing in Jagannath Puri, he was a sannyasi, right? He had a sannyas danda. And that time he had taken sannyas from a Mayavadi personality. So Mayavadis have one sannyas danda. And in our parampara in Gaudiya, we have three. Each rod represents body, mind, and speech. But Mayavadis have one. So taking advantage of Mahaprabhu taking a bath, Nityananda Prabhu broke his sannyas danda. Like, who would dare to do that? And Mahaprabhu came out a bit and he said, you broke my sannyas danda, that's literally all I had. And Nityananda Prabhu says, no, you don't need it. You're Krishna anyway. Only he can exhibit and play such beautiful pastimes with Mahaprabhu. So on this day, let us, by the way, even when Mahaprabhu was yet to meet Nityanand Prabhu, Sachimata, so the mother of Mahaprabhu, had a dream once. So she had a beautiful Krishna Balram deities. So in that dream, see, look at how auspicious all these pastimes are. Even in dream, she's thinking about feeding the deities and offering them bhoga. So she saw that instead of Krishna Balram, like she saw somebody called Nityananda there and Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and they were fighting with Krishna Balram. They were like, get out of the altar. I want to sit here. This is my bhoga. And ultimately Nityananda Prabhu won because he was also strong and powerful. And she narrates this dream to Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu said, great dream, but don't talk about it to anyone. Such were the beautiful pastimes. They were just waiting for the right time. So Prabhu, again coming back to your point, why wait? Why wait? Because there's a right time when they want to exhibit certain pastimes. So Nityananda Prabhu is known as somebody who freely distributes the love of Mahaprabhu to everyone. You know what? Mahaprabhu said, please chant, please chant. But Nityananda Prabhu would go door to door, putting a blade of grass between his teeth. Like that's a sign of humility because everybody steps on grass. So he's putting that between his teeth, falls down to the floor and literally pleads and begs the people, please say Krishna once. Please take the name of Krishna. Please, I beg of you. I mean, he says, don't waste your life. Please, for me, just say it once. Who's going to beg and request people to chant Hare Krishna just for their deliverance? That is Nityananda Prabhu. He had no business to be here, but he chose to assist Krishna in his pastimes and deliver everyone. And that is also how Guru is, right? Prabhupada came here and in the West, people were faithless, but he was literally pleading and begging, please come here and chant and be happy. So that being said, on this day, let's never forget that if we do not surrender to Nityananda, if we don't surrender to Guru, there is no question of spiritual advancement. However troubled and anxious we are, which is the sign of Kali Yuga, the only relief from all anxiety is from the 10 million moons, which is Lord Nityananda. Hare Krishna. So we have about 2 minutes, but do we have questions? Yeah. Okay, no questions? Great. Okay, you have a question, Prabhu?
Yes. So Jai and Vijay
Nitai
were first
Padakamala.
to take 3 births, right? 3 births were done already before this pastime. So why was the 4th birth for them?
Okay, I do not know the technicality, but again, they are chosen by the Lord to exhibit pastimes and become examples to teach others. So that is why they are assisting Lord in those pastimes. Because let's not forget, Jay and Vijay are devotees of the Lord, but they are offered that option of getting a quick deliverance. But if you're a devotee of the Lord, you'll be pleased to assist the Lord in any way, even if it means showing an example to others. That's my interpretation, but I could be wrong. So, all right. Do we want to sing a bhajan of Nityananda? Okay, we are almost at time, Prabhu. Is it okay? So the bhajan is Nitai Padakamala.
Once you said like it's like 1,000 moons, I thought
A million moons, yeah, 10 million moons. But Prabhu, can you sing? Would you like to sing? So we'll let Nirmalo Prabhu sing.
Somebody's gonna believe something. This is not right.
Okay, Prabhus, let's play, please. We are at time, so let's play.
It's still me.
Someone else.
নিতাই পদ কমলা কোটি চন্দ্র সুশীতল নিতাই পদ কমলা কোটি চন্দ্র নিতাই বিনে ভাই রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাইতে নাই তাই বিনে ভাই রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাইতে নাই দৃঢ় করে ধর নিতাই পায় দৃঢ় করে ধর নিতাই পায় দৃঢ় করে ধর নিতাই পায় তোমরা দৃঢ় করে ধর শেষন মন্ধ নাহি যার বৃথা জন্ম গেল তার শেষন মন্ধ নাহি যার বৃথা জন্ম গেল তার সেই পশু বড় দুরাচার সেই পশু বড় দুরাচার আর নিতাই না বলিল মুখে মজিল সংসার সুখে নিতাই না বলিল মুখে মজিল সংসার সুখে নিতাই না বলিল মুখে মজিল সংসার সুখে বলিল মুখে মজিল সংসার সুখে বিদ্যা কুলে কি করিবে তার বিদ্যা কুলে কি করিবে তার বিদ্যা কুলে কি করিবে তার অহংকারে অহংকারে মত্ত হইয়া নিতাই পদ পাশরিয়া অহংকারে মত্ত হইয়া নিতাই পদ পাশরিয়ার অসত্যের সত্য করি মানে অসত্যের আর নিতাইয়ের করুণা হবে ব্রজে রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাবে নিতাইয়ের করুণা হবে ব্রজে রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাবে ধরণী তার চরণ দোকানে ধরণী তার চরণ দোকানে ধরণী তার চরণ দোকানে তার চরণ আর নিতাইয়ের চরণ সত্য তাহার সেবক নিত্য নিতাইয়ের চরণ সত্য তাহার সেবক নিতাইয়ের চরণ সত্য তাহার সেবক নিত্য নিতাইয়ের চরণ সত্য নিতাই পদ সদা করয়াস নিতাই পদ সদা করয়াস আর নরোত্তম দাসে কয় নরোত্তম বড় দুঃখী নিতাই মরে কর সুখী নিতাই নরোত্তম বড় দুঃখী নিতাই মরে কর সুখী সুখী রাখো রাঙা চরণের পাশ রাঙা চরণের পাশ তুমি রাখো রাঙা চরণের পাশ রাখো রাঙা চরণের পাশ প্রভু রাখো রাঙা চরণের পাশ রাখো রাঙা চরণের পাশ জয় নিত্যানন্দ রায় জয় নিত্যানন্দ রায় নিত্যানন্দ রায় জয় নিত্যানন্দ রায় জয় নিত্যানন্দ রায় নিত্যানন্দ রায় জয় নিত্যানন্দ রায় নিতাই হে নিতাই হে নিতাই হে জয় জয় নিতাই হে নিতাই হে নিতাই হে জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ হরি হরি बोल।